Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we are gonna be getting into something a little different, some Reddit confessions, and more particularly dark disturbing Reddit confessions. And this is a new series I think I'm going to start for the channel. If you guys like this video and perceive it well, and comment down below that you enjoy this, I'll continue and make it a series and post more videos like this in the future. But these are super interesting stories and posts, and this could be a phenomenal series. They are all super interesting, and thank you so much for stopping by. And before we get into this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's the channel's goal to have 2k subs before the end of the year, and I think we can do it, so please subscribe. Anyways, without any further ado, let's get into some dark disturbing Reddit confessions. I joined a cult when I was 15, using a throwaway account because I don't want this linked to me in any way. I've never told this story to anyone, and I apologize if it's long-winded. There's a lot to unpack. My parents got divorced in 1978. I was 10 years old. They had joint custody of me, but I lived with my dad and only saw my mom a few times per year. My mom was, as my dad liked to say, a fruitcake. She was very religious, raised Southern Baptist, but always seeking something stricter. Eventually, she fell in with what she called a religious group, and my dad wanted no part of it, which was the catalyst for the divorce. There were other issues, but I won't get into them here. 5 years later, my dad died in a car accident. I went to live with my grandparents after that, and I was there for about 4 months when my mom showed up. At that point, full custody was hers, and my grandpas couldn't afford to fight her in court. I thought I would be okay with my mom. She was batty, but I always figured she meant well. I packed my bags and said goodbye to my grandparents and my dog, Toby. My mom said dogs weren't allowed at her apartment. Oddly enough, saying goodbye to Toby was the worst. Dad gave me Toby shortly after he and mom got divorced, so I wouldn't be lonely. He'd been my constant companion. The 3-hour-long car ride with my mom was utterly bizarre. We couldn't listen to the radio because Satan sent subliminal message through music. All musicians, celebrities, and politicians were agents of hell in her mind. She talked non-stop about the group she was part of, how they had been praying the day would come when I would finally join them, etc. She acted like my dad had kidnapped me. When I mentioned she was the one who left, who never showed up, she calmly pulled the car over and slapped the ever-loving shit out of me. The rest of the trip went by in silence. I was stunned. I'd been swatted before, but no one had ever hit me like that. This was the point I should have left. I should have opened the door and ran, but I didn't. I'm sure it will come of no surprise to learn that my mom did not live in an apartment, as she told my grandparents. We drove out to the middle of nowhere to the land the cult lived on. The house was old, but large, and on sprawling plot of land. It looked like it had been a farm at one point. The cult leader came to meet us at the door. We'll call him Daniel. Daniel was in his 40s and very charismatic. He was instantly likable for all of 5 minutes. My opinion of him changed when I learned that my mom and many others were his wives. So, let me see if I can break this down. The women were his wives, the men were his beloved. There was no children save for me and one other teenage girl. I wasn't privy to too much information. However, I was able to find out a few things. My mother claimed he was well connected and knew very powerful people, but for all I know, that could have been bullshit. It was difficult to trust anything mom said. Daniel told me his wealth came from a trust fund, which was probably true. And I discovered that he had sexual relationship with the women in his cult. There was no TV, no radio, and no books. The only reading material was Daniel's version of the Bible, which he had typed out himself. There was a phone, but Daniel kept it locked in a safe. There were no cell phones at all. It was 1983 and they weren't common like they are now. We were completely isolated from the world. Food was limited. We ate a strict vegan diet and drank only water to keep our bodies pure. Menstruating women were relegated to the guest house and could not come back to the main house until they were clean again. Here's a rundown of our daily activities. Daniel would hold a daily sermon after breakfast. We kept the house clean and the yard maintained. We didn't have lunch. We would fast from 6 in the morning to 6 at night. After dinner came the evening prayers, and we were all in bed by 9 p.m. There were two couples that were actually married, but they were separated after coming to live with Daniel. When I questioned my mom about this, she said it was to keep the woman clean and ready to receive Daniel's blessing. I I am sure you can guess what his blessing entails. There was a lot of emphasis on being clean. I tried desperately to talk to my mom to get her to see reason. She claimed I was a heretic and took me to see Daniel. She left me alone with him. At first, he seemed like he was trying to be nice. He even gave me a Coke. Soda was a rare treat during my childhood, and I accepted it, thinking nothing of it. It had been dosed with something. I remember feeling woozy. After that, all I can recall is waking up in my bed. I was very sore between my legs. I had been raped and I had no one to turn to. There was more, but forgive me, I don't think I can type it all. I can type it out. There's so much from this time I try not to think about. I was there for 2 long years. Towards the end of my time with the cult, Daniel's sermon started taking a weirder turn. He said the only way to be truly clean is to shed our mortal bodies and become spiritual beings. The already limited food became more sparse. We were fed vegetables, broth, and little else. We were deprived of sleep. He was wearing us down and preparing us to die. He kept us exhausted, starved, and malleable. I did eventually escape. I did my time. I earned Daniel's trust and I was eventually given permission to drive the cars for errands. Daniel would send us in pairs. The day I escaped, I drove to a grocery store with one of the female members. It was raining and I was able to convince her to let me drop off at the entrance. She agreed. I sped away once she was out of the car. I kept going until the car ran out of gas. I was able to reconnect with my grandparents and Pt.2. They wanted to press charges against Daniel and my mother, but I begged them to let it be. I was scared. We were stalked by members of the cult for a while, but after threatening to involve the police, they eventually gave up on me. I didn't know where the house was, nor could I provide tangible proof of what happened to me. So there was no point of getting involved in a lengthy legal battle. I'm in my 50s now. I have 2 children and I'm married. My family has no idea what I went through. All they know is that my parents died when I was young and I lived with my grandparents. As for the cult, I was able to find Daniel's house using Google Maps. I found the town they did their shopping in, and then I just looked around the surrounding area until I found something I recognized. The layout of Daniel's land is forever burned into my memory. For the satellite images, it appears abandoned. I don't know if the members went through with Daniel's plans or if they just up and left at some point. Thanks for reading. I can't say I feel better, but it helps to know that someone else knows what I went through, even if it's anonymous. I've attached a picture of the house. The little building to the left of the garage was the guest house. The main house actually extends very far into the back, but the overheated photo was so blurry there was no point of posting it. And then I looked through the comments and everyone's just commenting the OP for getting out of there, and I agree. I mean, this is just an insane story, especially back in the early 80s or mid 80s when this happened. I mean, there was a lot of calls going during that time, so it kind of line ups. I tried to go through the OP's profile and I couldn't find anything, so I guess we'll just have to take the OP's word for it. But very, very interesting post. And alright guys, that wraps up some disturbing Reddit confession posts. Did you enjoy the video? Would you like to see more videos like this in the future? And if so, comment down below. I read every single comment, so put down below your thoughts. So let me know if you'd like to see me do more of these posts, and yeah, we'll meet next time. Thank you guys for watching the video. It means a lot to me if you please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Helps more than you know. And if you enjoy this video, check out the other videos on the channel. I'm sure you're going to like them as well. So yeah, thank you. Have a great day today.